granola is to parkour as Apple is to blank? Is it A,
Death metal?
Cleveland Rocks by the Presidents of the USA, Dr. Ivo Robotnik,
B.
Circus Peanuts, or D, Richard Nixon?
I will have you never slander Circus Peanuts. I adore them.
I said enough. I mentioned them.
I don't know if I would call that slander. That was just too random.
No, I know. But I know that anybody who ever brings up Circus Peanuts is going to derisively say how terrible they are. It's an eventuality. It's one of the constants of the universe.
Today's episode of Wiki Sift is sponsored by another podcast, the NFT Appreciation Hour with Exciting Charles, which is sponsored by Crudacoin, the official cryptocurrency of Dr. Oz.
I thought it was bad with John, but it was real bad what John did to Lyman.
It was real
Remember
bad what John
Lyman,
did to
John?
Garfield.
Not as bad as what he did to Lyman. I can still hear the screams. I can still hear the screams, John.
Dude, is Tom bowling? What the fuck was that?
I threw my empty bottle of pop into the recycling bin in my room before we got started.
So first comes the theme song to the podcast. Da 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 ba da 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 Tom ba da 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 Stevo ba da 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 and guest.
No, take it back. Revise it. Have it always be Tom. Tom on every verse.
Tom.
You know what sucks is that I put all this effort into making a theme song for this show, and then you just create something way better on the spot. All right, just give me a couple seconds silence, and then we'll get started.
Tom, you didn't listen. You still broke it.
What did I break?
The ennui.
What? We stopped using ennui like 10 minutes ago.
Never mind.
Okay. I'm sure you'll explain the joke later. Welcome to Wiki Sift, a shallow dive into pop culture and fandom. Today we're continuing our talk about Star Trek novels, but with bingo.
Look, Tom, I know you. You include stuff before your intro just for context, and I will not have you trample all over me and my love of Circus Peanuts.
I'll have you know my name is Zero, not Bingo. I don't know who did you have Bingo the Clown in mind? Because that's not me.
Okay.
I'm Stevo, known as Stevo, and that's Tom.
Okay, let me do the thing. I'm Tom. I'm Tom. He's an evil I want to whack myself in the head with this bottle, but it's made of metal. Okay, I'm Tom. He's an evil genius white, and today I am joined by...
Go Zero.
I am Ian M. 0x Diamond Burton, and you might know me as the guy who yelled the cuss words in the Brutal Doom. And I'm also the project director of Ken's Labyrinth 2. And I stream on Twitch and basically roll around in garbage and play games the wrong way and giggle like a schoolgirl.
And I am legally changing my name to Tom because it now has to fit with the Tom theme song. Which is debuting tonight on the show. I'm Stevo, and that's all you need to know.
Stevo, I love you. Okay.
Happy New Year!
So,
Oh yeah,
Wiki Sift.
This New Year's bash, take out the trash. Hello 2001.
Oh,
so
that's the year that Jet Li's The One came out too.
Wiki Sift is a willfully ignorant fandom.
I'm sorry. Go on. I'll stop.
No, you will not, because that's why Tom invites you back all the time.
Wiki Sift is a willfully ignorant fandom podcast where we don't actually directly consume media and just read what fans wrote about it online. Because I could watch all 4,261 episodes of The Late Show with David Letterman, but I'd rather just read in Wikipedia to see how many times Regis Philbin was a guest. And the number is 150.
I feel really dirty knowing that statistic now. I don't think I'll be able to get an erection for a while.
What the hell did he ever do to deserve to be on the show that many times?
Apparently being a New York native is just that important.
Regis has been on that show more than anyone has ever been to my house.
Also, isn't he dead?
David Letterman and Regis Philbin have talked to each other on that show more times than I have talked to any of my cousins. But today specifically, we're continuing our look at Star Trek novels, and today I've made bingo cards based on all the bizarre and hilarious tropes we've noticed from the novels we've read so far.
Oh my god, David Letterman looks like Dr. Demento now.
Stevo.
What?
I'm really excited about this bingo thing.
Okay, good. What's the bingo
I'm just
thing?
excited about Regis Philbin, but go on.
That's the first time that's ever been uttered.
Suddenly the requests come flooding in. Tom, when is the Regis Philbin Wiki Sift episode?
So today I've made bingo cards based on all the bizarre and hilarious tropes we've noticed from the novels we've read so far. I've given a bingo card to Steve and Ian.
No. It's not the novels we've read so far. It's the novels we've deliberately not read.
Yes, okay. We've read about so far. I should have been more specific. I've given a bingo card to Stevo and Ian, as well as a few people who are here for the recording, my mods. And we'll see who gets a bingo first.
Oh, great. There's a square for racism.
If we don't get a bingo this episode, we'll carry it forward to the next episode until someone gets a bingo. I'm fairly certain it's going to happen.
Oh, yeah.
You guys can go ahead and look at your things. The free space is just Prime Directive violated, because that's going to happen.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
There would be no show if it wasn't.
That's the core element of Star Trek.
Yeah. The core element of showing the growth and strength of humanity is them fucking up all the time.
But I mean, I feel like it's particularly going to happen in the novels because they just
didn't give a shit.
Take the canon whichever direction they want, and no one cares. I believe the last book we covered way back was My Enemy, My Ally. So
I believe you're right.
I believe. So the next one on the list looks like it's The Tears of the Singers.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Ian, if you want to take it away.
Tears of the
All
Singers.
right,
Isn't that a Magic the Gathering card?
I thought The Tears of the Singers was like one of those singer-songwriter songs from the 70s. Like by Arlo Guthrie or Harry Chapin or something.
No, it's a fucking enchantment. Fucking green enchantment with one forest, 5 uncolored, and it somehow makes it so you can't lose the game.
Well, that seems kind of unbalanced.
The game has one rule and you superseded it.
So, the blurb from the book jacket says, Captain Kirk and the Enterprise join the Klingons to avert disaster in the Taygeta 5 system, where a space-time warp has swallowed a spaceship without a trace. Spock suspects a link between the anomaly and the inhabitants of Taygeta, semi-aquatic creatures killed for the jewel-like tears secreted at the moment of death. But a mutinous Klingon officer threatens the vital mission as a desperate Kirk and Spock race to save the Taygetians, the Federation, and the entire universe.
Okay, we've already got a bingo square.
What? For what?
The
universe in
entire
jeopardy.
universe is in jeopardy. So if you have that one on your bingo square, check that off.
Oh, I got that one.
Yes, there it is. Yep. Although it's in the worst spot.
Yeah. I made 26 squares and there's only 25 in the bingo, so each of us is only going to be missing one square.
So does the space-time anomaly count as time travel?
I guess we'll see what it says.
We'll have to see the nature of it first, I think.
Okay. But does science not work that way already?
We'll see.
So, the Enterprise is
enemy ally because of the Klingons.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, Captain Kirk and the Enterprise join the Klingons. So yeah, that is enemy ally right there. That's another. Another one.
I can't believe how much progress we're making on this already.
Yeah, we've gotten 2 from the book jacket blurb.
I was gonna say 3. I didn't know if the Tegeshans had any apostrophes in it.
Nope, no apostrophes yet. I would believe me. I'd tell you. So the Enterprise is assigned to investigate a space-time rift that has swallowed up a spacecraft. All right.
Just wanted a little light snack, ate a spacecraft on the way by.
Yeah, you know. Oh, I was on my way to the 16th century, but I saw this delightful-looking Constellation-class Star Cruiser, and I just had to have a bite. So Spock believes there is a connection with the Tegeshans, an aquatic race who spend all their time singing.
I feel like this should have been a bingo square when the title is really incredibly literal.
Yeah. What? So this is the Little Mermaid, the planet. The Federation has designated them animals and allowed them to be hunted since they shed a crystal tear when they die.
Does that count as racism?
No, not yet.
Why did that make me laugh so hard?
Calling an entire race of intelligent beings animals isn't racist?
Wait, does it say that they're intelligent? Does it say they're sentient?
It hasn't said that yet, but I think looking ahead, it may. So give you a moment.
Maybe they don't know they're intelligent yet, so it might not be racist yet.
I don't know how smart I am.
To try and communicate with them, Kirk forcibly recruits musician Guy Maslin, even though he suffers from a disease that can be fatal if he's overworked or stressed. I'm sorry.
Okay,
just already in one fucking bullet point, there's so much ridiculous shit happening here. We've got a fucking planet.
I'm sorry, but what's getting me is out of the corner of my eye, I thought his name was Gay Muslim.
What's getting me is that this is like the plot of a fucking Studio Ghibli movie. Oh, these creatures that live on a water planet and they spend all day singing, but the humans encroach because when they die, they shed a single crystal tear.
That's worth $1 billion.
And then all of a sudden, Kirk's like, hey, musician.
Yeah, if it wasn't a crystal tear, it would be Dr. Seuss, to be sure.
Oh, yeah. The Tegeshans were singing and ringing and dinging upon their ocean of marvel binging. Even though he suffers from a disease that can be fatal if he's overworked or stressed, en route to the system, Maslin and Uhura fall in love, and she considers leaving Starfleet to be with him.
Oh, wow.
Is that a bingo square?
I feel like it should
be, but that feels like it should be one. Like someone considers leaving.
No.
Because of someone
that feels
they've
almost
met.
like Mary Sue. That feels very Mary Sue.
It could be Mary Sue.
Because if the author is suffering from a terminal illness and really, really likes Uhura.
I don't know. Okay, let's move on.
Arriving at the planet, the Enterprise encounters 2 Klingon ships commanded by Kor. The 2 parties call a truce while they investigate the surface, with Kor's wife Kali accompanying them. Now wait a minute, that might be real life religion, because with the Kali, it's spelled Kali. As in, like, isn't that Hindu? Is it Hinduism that has Kali
Yes.
in it?
Yes. I was distracted because there's a Klingon named Kor, and there was a different Klingon named Kor in a previous book that we read.
Oh, was it in a book? I thought there was one in like one of the movies was named Kor.
Maybe this is the one from the movie, and there's a different Kor in a different book that we read. I don't know. That was the short story that was like the proto galaxy quest.
Oh, right. Maslin believes the Tegeshan song is incomplete and the humans and Klingons work together to take into custody a group of hunters since it appears the Tegeshans are sentient.
Okay, then I think that's racism then.
Okay, but they didn't know they were sentient until now.
Okay, fine. I don't want to win.
But the song is incomplete. What does that mean?
They're going, jingle bells, jingle all the... Come on, you guys can finish this.
Is it clones?
Yes, jingle bells, jingle all the clones.
It's the musical equivalent of the insufferable people who are like, you can do better than that. Good morning.
It's the song Man-Eater by Hall & Oates, but without the bass line.
It's actually that song by Prince that didn't have a bass line, and they just don't realize that, no, it's not supposed to have a bass line.
But they think it does because they're uncultured fucks.
Yeah.
Okay.
The landing party begin to reach the conclusion that the Tegeshan song is capable of affecting the physical world. On hearing this, Kor's first officer, Karsul, takes control, and the Enterprise finds itself under attack from 3 Klingon ships. Kirk manages to lure them into the rift. Although Maslin's condition is taking its toll, he manages to communicate with the Tegeshans and convince them to restore the ships and transport Kor, who was on board the Enterprise, back to his own ship, where he kills Karsul and ends the mutiny.
Is that one-time superpower?
No.
Okay. I wonder if they do anything else to affect the timeline.
The party realized that the Tegeshans used their song to protect their planet from a nova that destroyed all other life in the system. However, they have gone on singing it in a ritual fashion even though the danger is past, dedicating their whole adult lives to it. The deaths caused by the hunters have left gaps in the song and caused the rift, which now threatens to destroy the system. Kirk, Spock, Uhura, and Maslin convince the Tegeshans to end the song, shortly after Maslin dies.
Rip.
Okay. How does that make sense?
That's basically it. All I have after this are some notes from further down in the article. At some point, they apparently watch a holographic episode of Doctor Who. No,
Wait,
this
what?
isn't a joke, I swear. They can't call him that for copyright reasons, but they heavily imply it.
We have made that joke before.
Have we?
This might be where I got the joke from of the Manimal thing. I may have gotten that from remembering that I saw that in this.
Okay, that's... There was something about that that's really familiar. Maybe you already mentioned that to me.
So the story just ended there?
Pretty much, yeah. They decide to end singing, and then Maslin dies the end.
What happened to the ship? The one that got sucked into the thing?
The Tegeshans restored the ships. They brought it... Oh, the first ship that they were investigating? Oh, they're gone. They're done.
Yeah, that's the entire crux of this investigation.
I'm still stuck on the fact that when someone dies, it makes the song incomplete somehow. Like, it's like a Bohemian Rhapsody thing that requires 50 different people to sing a specific part.
It's the world's largest row your boat thing. And whenever somebody dies in the middle of their section, that section never gets filled again.
Also, I would like to point out that Tegeta is Polish for target.
Huh.
I'm probably pronouncing that wrong, but I do know that there was an FPS called Tegeta from Poland, and that means target. So
I can't tell if there's time travel in this or not. There is a space-time rift, but do they actually go back in time or anything?
It doesn't sound like anyone really... they don't really say where the rift takes them. They're just like, oh, they're gone.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm gonna say that's a nay then.
Yeah. There's some, like, iffy bingo squares here. Like, it is out of character for Uhura to fall in love with someone and want to leave Starfleet. But I don't know, is that out of character enough that I can say?
I don't think that's out of character enough, because having a moral quandary like that is not something that is strange to any character on any Star Trek show at any given time.
Yeah, fair enough.
I will, however, say I think Prime Directive Violated probably does work here, because it's a planet where, like, they just said, hey, these things we've decided are animals, go hunt them. It's fine.
Yeah.
Like, they're the only life form they mention existing on this planet, and they're just like, go kill them, it's fine. That doesn't seem like it's in line with the Prime Directive, but...
Yeah.
I'll take that, but I already marked that square off because I knew it was going to happen.
Fair enough.
And, technically we get betrayal here, too, because, Kurstal, mutinied against Kor.
Oh, well, that one I specifically have for characters, like main characters from the show betraying their friends or betraying Starfleet.
Oh, you mean like if Kirk looked at Nimoy and said, "Hail Hydra"?
Yeah. Like,
if they went back to the Nazi planet and Kirk said, like, hey, these guys have some good ideas, I'm just saying. Captain, I'm horrified.
Is that that's a custom campaign for Wolfenstein 3D.
You have to kill Kirk because he joins the Nazis?
The funny thing is, there actually is a Wolfenstein, a fairly well-known custom Wolfenstein campaign from back in the 90s called Astrostein, where it's like the Nazis get a time machine and like take over the world with time travel. So like you have to go to the future and there's like Nazis with goofy fucking like space ball helmets and shit.
Oh, that's
great.
Beautiful.
Reminds me of Iron Sky, but let's move on.
I got Enemy, Ally, and Universe in Jeopardy, and at this point, I'm still 3 away in any direction from getting a fucking bingo.
Yeah, I think that's where we're all kind of at. You want to move on to the next book?
Yeah, let's go ahead and move to the Vulcan Academy Murders. The book jacket blurb here. So, is
this an episode of Smallville? What the fuck?
Yeah, the version of Smallville.
Where Superman goes off to Vulcan Academy.
No, I was going to say it's the version of Smallville where instead of Superman as a teenager, it's Spock as a teenager. It's that version was called Smallville with an apostrophe between the M and the A. Smallville.
It's not the Wonder Years, it's the Ponfar years.
So I'm loving the I mean, technically the Ponfar years are recurring, but
fun fact about that. As a kid, when that show was on, I don't remember if it was in reruns or if it was when it was still on or whatever, but whenever that fucking song came on in the intro, I literally could not understand Joe Cocker. I literally thought the lyrics were, ha, ba doo hup, with my now, ho, 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 ho.
That was a bang-on Hootie and the Blowfish impression, my friend.
So the Vulcan Academy Murders, the blurb from the book cover says, Kirk and McCoy accompany Spock to the Vulcan Academy Hospital. So I guess this is like the Veterans Hospital for Vulcans. Seeking experimental treatment for a badly wounded Enterprise crew member. Spock's mother is also a patient in the hospital, and Kirk soon becomes involved in the complex drama of Spock's family. Suddenly, patients are dying.
No, wait. You say Kirk's getting involved in the drama of Spock's family, hovers mouse over weird sex stuff, hopefully.
Kirk fucks Spock's comatose mother.
Oh my god! That's so bad!
Spock opens the door. What in the hell, Captain? It's not what it looks like. I was washing my dick and I tripped and fell.
That's an obituary line. I was washing my dick.
Distracted with a magic trick.
No, don't do the magic tricks. Kirk will freak out. Suddenly, patients are dying and Kirk suspects the unthinkable. Murder on Vulcan! But can he convince the Vulcans that something as illogical as murder is possible? Until the killer is caught, everyone is in danger.
Yes, I'm sure not one single Vulcan ever murders anyone ever.
Here's what I want to get. Here's what I don't understand about this. He has to convince them that it's possible? I don't believe murder is a thing that can happen.
It's totally illogical that anyone would murder anyone. I refuse to acknowledge.
Murder doesn't exist.
It couldn't possibly be, say, a Romulan who looks exactly like a Vulcan has infiltrated and is murdering people. No, that could never happen.
Murder doesn't exist.
The Enterprise is involved in a skirmish with the Klingons in disputed space, which leaves a crew member, Remington, paralyzed. Oh no, not Remington!
Oh, he was the best red shirt.
Yeah. Spock reveals an experimental treatment that could save him, nerve regeneration, has recently been developed by a Vulcan scientist, Sorrel, and human Dr. Daniel Corrigan. Oh, is he related to Billy?
Oh no, I don't want to hear melancholy and the infinite sadness again.
The treatment involves placing the patient in stasis and allowing the body to regenerate itself. So it's bed rest. They've invented bed rest.
It's a Bacta tank without the Bacta.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking, weirdly enough.
It's a tobacco tank. They're vaping for health.
It's just a tank.
It's just an empty tank that they sit in.
Put him in here and we'll hope him back to health.
It's very logical.
Spock's mother, Amanda, is currently...
Oh, yeah, I forgot.
Yeah, Amanda. Yeah, his mother was human, remember?
I forgot that he has a human mother.
So wait, is that new old character then?
Yeah, did they... have we seen Spock's mom at any point up until this point?
I think in the show,
so.
there was at least one episode where she came aboard with Sarek. Although I don't remember if it was his mother or if it was like his current wife. That's one that's going to take research to discover, and I don't know if I'm willing to bother.
Yeah, not while we're recording.
Yeah. Spock's mother, Amanda, is currently undergoing the procedure, which is how Spock is familiar with it. Oh, so it's one of those things where it's like, oh, yeah, well, my mother's doing something like that right now, you know? So it's... Next, he's going to be saying, like, Remington should undergo a procedure known as a coffee enema.
No vaginal crystals.
Remington should begin ear candling immediately. I have this essential oil that will help Remington.
I have heard of this ligma thing that might help Remington.
I bought it from Goop.
Kirk, Spock, and McCoy take Remington to Vulcan to undergo nerve regeneration treatment. Shortly after arriving on Vulcan, power failures deactivate the chambers containing Remington and Sorrel's wife, Tazan, killing them. Well, shit, all right. Sorrel nearly dies from the severing of the bond with his wife, but is saved by a healing mind meld performed by Corrigan and Sorrel's children. Now, wait a minute.
Okay.
Is that a thing? Or did this author just, like, decide, like, yeah, when a Vulcan's wife dies, he dies?
Yeah, I've never heard that before.
That seems rather weird, but Kirk realizes the power failures were the result of deliberate sabotage and must be murder.
That's not how you say that word, by the way.
It's sabotage.
Sabotage!
Oh, sorry.
Oh, I think we're referencing different memes.
Tony Hawk's Boom Boom Sabotage?
I was just there's a clip on YouTube of Captain Kirk repeatedly mispronouncing sabotage.
No,
God.
really?
He keeps saying sabotage.
Sabotage.
Don't say that's just how Canadians say it, because I'm Canadian and that's not true.
But you're not the only Canadian.
That's true. That's true. You don't speak for all Canadians, buddy. So an attempt to track which computer was used to sabotage the stasis chambers is foiled when the memory banks overload, starting a fire. Spock, Kirk, and Sarek fight the flames that threaten Amanda's stasis chamber, receiving moderate burns in the process. The fire is eventually brought under control and Amanda's stasis remains intact.
Okay.
Sorel's daughter, Tamir, and by the way, this is another bingo. These are Tazan and Tamir both have but that's multiple.
They only have one apostrophe. Yeah, and they have to have more than one apostrophe in their name. Yeah.
Okay, all right. Sorel's daughter Tamir and Corrigan perform the bonding ritual in private moment only the two of them share. The next day, Tamir's suitor, Sendet, goes mad with jealousy and attacks Corrigan, trying to sever the telepathic bond between the couple. His alibi for the murders is revealed to be false, and the Vulcan healers force him to undergo a verification ceremony. During the verification's group mind
verification ceremony.
Yeah, he has to.
Wow.
He has to
Click
pick
on all
which
the
of the
stoplights.
images. Yeah,
Holy shit. So, yeah, so it's just CAPTCHA.
Yeah, it's a CAPTCHA.
That was exactly what I was going to say.
A telepathic CAPTCHA. During the verification's group mind meld, it is discovered
We have
that
to let him go.
Sendet
He's not a robot.
He was able to identify all of the traffic lights. I'm sorry.
All of the buses and mountains have been properly selected.
He could figure out which clip art building had a bat over top of it. During the verification's group mind meld, it is discovered that Sendet is a member of the Followers of Tevet, a minority Vulcan group hoping to return Vulcan to its warlike past. The healers in the meld discover he is not the murderer, however.
Hold on. So there is a minority Vulcan group that wants Vulcan to become warlike, and yet the idea of murder on Vulcan is illogical.
Mm-hmm. That's correct. It's illogical that the people who want us to return to our savage warlike ways would ever commit acts of savage warlike behavior. It's like
not
whenever,
in this part of town.
It's like every time there's another horrible tragedy and everybody says like, well, that guy was the nicest guy in town.
They blame the planets that steal the ships every time. You guys remember that?
The gang of protostars?
Yeah, the gang of protostars.
Yeah.
Every time there's a murder on Vulcan, they're like, those fucking protostars.
Those damn astral delinquents keep coming around here and stabbing Vulcans.
I refuse to let this die. I still love the idea of a bunch of protostars just ganking people.
Sendet and his associates.
I just love the idea of a protostar somehow sneaking onto Vulcan.
Without immolating the whole fucking planet.
He's wearing jeans and a leather jacket. He fits right in.
Sendet and his associates are allowed.
He just wears a trench coat like the Ninja Turtles.
A trench coat and a fedora, and it's fine.
He's the one that gets dressed up as the Apple Core from the Yellow Submarine movie.
Oh, this is going to be a nightmare to edit because everyone's talking at the same time the entire episode.
You'll live.
Yeah.
Sendet and his associates
Sorry,
are allowed
I get to revel in that as not the editor of this one.
Sendet and his associates are allowed to leave Vulcan for another planet. This is the last fucking section here. The real murderer is Elena Miller, Sarek's assistant, who's become obsessed with him and is trying to kill Amanda, who also has not been mentioned in this entire summary up to this point.
Yeah.
That's impressive.
She takes Kirk into the desert, supposedly for a romantic assignation, then pushes him from a low ledge and leaves him for dead.
From a low ledge, like they specifically
Yes.
spell out how this is a very non-lethal attack.
Oh no, I've fallen 2.5 feet.
She pushed him into a fucking ditch and said, he's dead.
She pushed him out of a second-story window. It's like, well, that's the end of him.
Pushed him off of like one of those little like pond bridges into a dry ditch in the desert.
She just pushed him off a hoverboard.
He was trying to get onto his bicycle and she kicked it out from under him.
Kirk picks himself up and says, I haven't gotten this injured since I fell off my Segway.
She just stuck a stick in his spokes. And he falls down and she runs off. It's like, well, he's dead.
He's dead, yeah.
You know what? That's right. Star Trek doesn't have enough Charlie Chaplin physical comedy.
Charlie Chaplin was my favorite Starfleet captain, so...
Oh yeah, but he had like 7 apostrophes in his name.
Yeah, Cha-ar-la-e, cha-apala-an. Kirk fights off a Lamatea with an injured leg. What the fuck is a Lamatea? Lamatya.
I noticed it was a clickable link, so it apparently is an animal native to Vulcan. I have no idea how established canon it is.
With an injured leg, but survives until McCoy finds him. Elena then tries to kill Amanda by programming the stasis chamber to revive her too early. Amanda is saved by Spock and Sarek, who join her in a family mind meld to bring her body to full consciousness. Elena is taken into custody to undergo psychiatric treatment. The end.
Well, I guess that's a positive message about getting properly treated for your mental issues. Not much else to go on there.
Yeah, I'm shocked she didn't just get, like, stabbed or something. Usually that's how these things go.
Yeah. Or, like, imprisoned. No, they're gonna rehabilitate her. That's nice. That's really nice. But I don't think I got a single bingo square out of that one, so I'm upset about it.
I don't think so either. Can I say, though, that I love the cover?
Oh, yeah, I see the cover right here. First Google result.
That looks like fan art of somebody drawing Spock into Night Warriors, Darkstalker's Revenge.
Oh, it's like in the 70s when people would draw weird art on their van of like wizards and dragons, but Spock is there.
You know what that is? That's like, I shit you not, this looks like somebody took a piece of a Boris Vallejo painting and just stuck Spock into it. Where, like, the barbarian would be. Like, there should be a barbarian standing where Spock is with, like, a fur bikini babe on the ground going, oh, behind him.
So, I mean, literally all you need to do is take, like, a Sharpie or one of the paint tools and just draw abs and a chest on Nimoy and make his biceps bigger, and it'll fit.
Yeah.
I'm just checking to see if Boris Vallejo actually did the art, because we know he did a bunch of them.
This is Nimoy trying to rescue Kirk's cat, not knowing what a cat actually is.
Kirk, I have found your cat. That's not a cat, for God's sake. Oh, you know what? The thing on the cover, I think, is supposed to be the Lamatya.
Could be. Yeah.
Because I'm looking at it on Memory Alpha right now. And it's similar. It looks like it could be somebody's take on it based on the description or whatever.
Wait, it says right here, thank you to the wiki editor who cuts out every single thing and labels it, because they really helped us out here. Oh, and it is by Boris Vallejo.
Oh, wow. All right. I fucking nailed it then.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Yeah. There's a cutout of the image there. It says Spock trains a Vulcan phaser on the Lamatya. What? Specify Vulcan phaser.
Well, because it can't be a a human phaser because it's Spock's phaser. Duh.
Okay,
Duh.
are we ready to move on to the next one? I really want to get a bingo.
We're moving on.
So you want to get a bingo? I want to go to bed.
Uhura's song.
Okay, this is absolutely a bingo square. Look at the cover.
I'm looking at.
I don't have that bingo square on mine. That's the one I'm missing.
Oh no, you don't have staring into space?
I don't have staring off into space.
Oh, that's too bad because this is definitely a staring off into space cover. I'm getting that one.
I have 3 in the same row, so I'm doing okay.
All right, so the cover blurb. Years ago, Lieutenant Uhura befriended a diplomat from... I'm sorry, fuck you! A diplomat from... Yow!
Yow?
It's spelled E-E-I-A-U-O.
Did you stop?
It is only vowels, and it is all the vowels.
I was going to say, did you stub your toe?
That's what.
Okay.
Yes, Yosemite Sam just stubbed his toe. Ew, you varmint.
Okay, this doesn't technically fit the bingo square, but I think I'm going to allow it because that's ridiculous. There's a bingo square for a word having 3 of the same vowel in one word. Technically, none of these vowels are there 3 times, but it has every vowel and it has E twice and no consonants. I think we're gonna count that.
No, that's a stretch.
What do you think?
I'm willing to take it.
I'd say no. Well, hey, if the majority has it,
Stevo, you don't have that square?
I do have that square, and it would give me something strategic, but I don't know. It feels wrong to me.
Okay.
I know that we want to get a bingo tonight, but let's not force it.
Okay. All right.
I'm sure that in the next line there will be something that makes it happen.
I just feel this is definitely in the spirit of that rule.
It is.
Okay.
So, diplomat from Iau, the land of graceful cat-like beings. The 2 women exchanged forbidden songs and promised never to reveal their secret.
What?
I'm sorry, when did this become a, WB teen girl show?
Is that a euphemism for lesbianism? That's a euphemism for...
It's not lesbian, this just sounds like something on the CW.
If it's not, I'm very confused.
Forbidden songs only on the CW. You're right, it does, in fact.
Smith would argue that that's weird sex stuff. we'll have to read and see how weird it gets.
What the... Now the Enterprise is orbiting Iao in a desperate race to save the inhabitants before a deadly plague destroys them. Uhura's secret songs may hold the key to a cure, but the clues are veiled in layers of mystery. The plague is killing humans, threatening other planets, and Kirk must crack the code before the Enterprise succumbs.
I'm sorry, did you say the Enterprise comes?
Yeah, yes, that's
weird
the
sex
weird
stuff.
sex square.
That's weird sex stuff.
Okay.
The Enterprise has been called to the quarantined planet Iao to deal with an outbreak of ADF syndrome, a plague locally referred to as the Long Death. With McCoy heading up the medical team on the surface, Evan Wilson is assigned to the crew of the Enterprise as acting chief medical officer. The situation becomes more serious when the disease spreads to humans, including Christine Chapel, and outbreaks occur all over the Federation. But wait.
Gee, you know what would be nice if the Star Trek crew sometimes beamed down with, suits on to protect themselves from disease or something?
Yeah, take precautions.
Or if just one guy beamed down to check it out before making everyone go?
Yeah.
Or just having them do a quarantine protocol when they come back?
Already I have issues here because... they say that the planet...
You know what? These are things that protostars would say.
I have no idea what you're talking about. My jacket's not lighted. My jacket's not burning. You're burning. Shut up. But no, I already have issue with this because they say the planet is under quarantine.
Yeah.
Which means nobody should get in or out.
So the Enterprise are like the only ones who are there. So how is it spreading to other planets?
And if it's under quarantine, why are they breaking the quarantine?
I don't know.
Okay. Oh, wait, they were called to it. So, okay.
They were called to it, yes. So Nyota Uhura, who once befriended... Oh, wait a minute. An Eeyaoan, Eeiauoan. That's so enticingly close. It's 2 double vowels.
It's so close you can taste it.
Okay, at that point I'm gonna say, yeah, 2 doubles is the same as 1 triple. Let's mark that
All right,
off.
let's do it. It doesn't fit my row, but it is in my card.
Great, I got a fucking Mega Man 2 password going on in here. That was Mega Man 3, but yes.
I forgot Mega Man 2, sorry.
Now that you mention it, I can't remember it either.
That's scary. How can I not remember a song from Mega Man? So she once remembered the Eeyaoan named Sunfall recalls a song she once sang for her that indicated her people originated on another planet and also referred to the plague, suggesting a cure might lie there. However, the Eeyaoans are reluctant to discuss the matter, but McCoy's assistant Quickfoot...
Quickfoot, saddle up and ride!
I moused over it, and there's a page for it named Quickfoot of Thralinsri. Is that something backwards?
So he's a fucking hobbit!
Yeah!
Quickfoot, Slinsry. Only 3 feet tall.
Oh, no!
But McCoy's assistant Quickfoot eventually admits the truth. Their ancestors were exiled from their homeworld, Sivayao, 2,000 years previous.
All right, I'm gonna call 5 made-up words at this point.
Yeah,
I
think we're...
okay, let's count. I don't know if we can count names because names are just names, but oh, look at these freaking names though. Quickfoot, Jinx, and Brightspot.
Jinx? Mr. Jinx?
Are we in My Little Pony?
Yeah, I hate Mises 2 pieces! And they're cat-like beings too, come on!
What is this the Cats musical in Star Trek?
Release the butthole cut, Star Trek!
Oh my god.
Something I've always wanted to scream.
Captain Kirk the Railroad Cat.
Oh boy.
Using astronomical references in some of the older Eeyaoan songs, Spock and Uhura locate the planet. Kirk, Spock, Wilson, Uhura, and Chekhov make contact with the inhabitants, the Sivayawans, who welcome the Enterprise crew but refuse to discuss the Eeyaoans, largely because of their guilt over their role in exile.
You sound like you're about to throw up every time you say it.
That's how you have to say it, like you're gonna throw up.
I can only pronounce this name when I'm really hammered.
They named their planet that because of how upset they were about their exile. They were so upset they just kept feeling like they were gonna barf. So they're like, what are we gonna call this planet?
I mean, it is a planet of cat people, so I imagine they named their planet after the sound that cats make when they start throwing up hairballs.
Stop that!
That's the name of our planet.
You're gonna make me puke.
Sorry.
Wilson eventually realizes the Sivayawans view the Enterprise crew as children, which is why they're unwilling to discuss their shameful past with them. So the landing party volunteer to undergo the walk, a native rite of passage to be considered adults.
What? This is so
And
weird.
what part of this episode of Walker, Texas Ranger does the kid say, I have AIDS?
I sadly get that reference.
Yeah.
Sorry, that's the first thing that came to mind.
Where's the part where Captain Kirk stares at an angry bear until it stops being angry? While we hear Native American generic music.
That is something Shatner would absolutely write for himself. Oh my god.
They are joined by natives Jinx and Bright Spot, who also
Hey, Bright Spot, what cutie mark do you have?
They have like the My Little Pony, like
My
tramp
Little
stamp.
Home Star, is that what you were about to
I
say?
think I was gonna say something like My Little Homie.
My little home star, my little home star. If you don't stop singing, I'll punch out your lights. I cannot with these names. Jinx and Bright Spot and Quickfoot. You must now speak with our tribal elder, Mr. Meow Meow.
Who's played by Warwick Davis for some reason.
And his wife, Lady Fluffrietta. During the trek, Chekhov begins to exhibit symptoms of ADF syndrome.
Before you come any further, you must speak to the elder, Mr. Jinglejorts.
Oh, that's what I'm changing my name to legally now, so...
All right, so that is my next name when we do a sync play. I'm just going to be Mr. Jingle Jorts.
During the trek, Chekhov begins to exhibit symptoms...
Step forward to the sacred floof ball.
We are never going to finish. Nobody will ever get a bingo.
I'm sorry.
No, we're all sorry. It's everyone's fault.
I must apologize to our patron deity. Sprinkles.
We must all say a prayer to our beloved deity, Sprinkles Mahoney.
Sprinkles Mahoney. Okay, you're getting out of cat names and into stripper names.
Oh, I thought you were going to say hobo names.
Sprinkles Mahoney will knock you out for a sandwich.
Is that the stripper or the hobo, though? That's the question. Oh, God, I read ahead a little bit, and I'm going to vomit laughing at this.
Go ahead.
Okay.
During the trek, Chekhov begins to exhibit symptoms of ADF syndrome, which it turns out he's particularly susceptible to. Given that Jinx, an apprentice healer, had failed to recognize the Aeolulan song about the plague, Wilson suggests Uhura sing the song in a different key, reasoning that Jinx's perfect pitch may have prevented her from recognizing the song after so many years of drift. Jinx eventually identifies a variation of the song.
I noticed that this time Aeolulan does have 3 A's, but I think that's a misspelling.
Well, we got there eventually, thank goodness.
Yeah.
Jinx eventually identifies a variation of the song, which refers to a disease the Stevoans now consider a minor childhood ailment called noisy baby.
Oh no!
Are you poor? Are you suffering from noisy baby?
This Saturday, Sprinkles Mahoney versus Noisy Baby.
Oh, I thought of the worst thing. I just thought Noisy Baby sounds like the nickname they would give to an atomic bomb. Oh.
Yeah, Fat Man and Noisy Baby. I just love the idea.
You're going down a path I cannot follow, Anakin.
That the deadly fucking plague that's wiping out a whole planet. Oh, you mean Noisy Baby? Their whole fucking species is dying of Noisy Baby?
Yeah, just suck it up, wuss. Suck it up. I had Noisy Baby when I was 6.
Noisy Baby sounds like a toy that you would get for the novelization of this Star Trek.
It sounds like a toy you would get that would be like...
Oh, so you mean like a baby?
A cheap plastic golden duck with glowing red eyes that plays a cheap tinny version of a pop song on loop as it drives in circles.
See, I was gonna say it's just one of those feed me dolls, but when you press on its head, an air horn happens.
You collect little dolls of all of the characters from this novel. Here's little Sunfall, and here's Jinx and Bright Spot.
Oh my god!
And we have a toy of Noisy Baby, and it's just like one of those, like, the disease close-ups in a microscope.
But with, like, cute cartoon eyes on
It's
it.
a little over-investment here.
Chekhov is given the cure, which is made by Jinx, and the group reaches their destination, completing the walk and adopting their adult names. Jinx chooses the name Another Star Freedom to AIO. And Evan...
Another Star Freedom is even more tragic than Jinx.
And Evan Wilson chooses the name Tail Kinker to Enion. They also discover the...
All right, this counts as Mary Sue at this point.
Does it?
I'm sure somebody thought these names were cool.
We're definitely beyond the threshold of 5 made-up words. Come on now.
All right, yeah.
And I am nowhere closer.
I just feel like character names shouldn't count because any book that has more than 5 new characters is going to have that, but...
I would also contest that not every book has this many characters changing names to something even worse.
Yeah, not every book has a character named Jinx who becomes Another Star Freedom to EIO.
Can I point out for people who are not able to read this and are just listening to us, Another Star Freedom is all one word.
Yes, no spaces.
I feel like I need to make that very clear. Another Star Freedom is one word. Wow.
They also discover the reality of the EIOans' crime. They chose to live in cities rather than be nomads, but doing so brought together diseases that wiped out some of the flora and fauna. Both parties have been ashamed of how they dealt with the situation ever since.
Both sides are bad. Some of us exiled others for something they had no control over, and the others chose to live in cities. It's,
Yeah,
there's
obviously there was
evil on
fault on
both
both
sides.
sides.
Oh boy.
After informing McCoy of the cure, the Enterprise returns to EIO with a number of civilians who are eager to reestablish contact. Wilson is immediately reassigned, but when Kirk and McCoy try to contact her, they are instead confronted with a male Evan Wilson, the person using his identity while
Wait, I thought Evan Wilson was male.
I thought Evan Wilson was a knockoff Jack Daniels. No, that's Evan Williams.
Wait,
never mind.
I thought Evan Wilson was the knockoff of Owen Wilson.
I had to fight myself to not do the wow.
I know, it was really hard.
Yeah.
It's like biting your tongue.
That's why there was silence there for so long. We were all trying really hard not to do the wow.
I'm still trying not to. It's hard.
The person using his identity while serving as acting chief medical officer of the Enterprise during McCoy's absence, who also went by the civilian name Tail Kinker to Enion, was an imposter, a benevolent trickster whose real identity remains unknown, though her last message challenged Spock to find her.
What?
What a fucking pointless twist! It means nothing!
It really is.
Hey!
Is there a square for that? Because I feel like there should be.
A square for pointless twist?
Or irrelevant plot point.
Just all along, a crew member that they introduced was an imposter for no apparent good reason.
Oh yeah, that's called Mega Man X4.
An imposter, mind you, impersonating some random person you've never heard of, so it doesn't matter. Like, it'd be one thing if the whole time someone had been impersonating McCoy, and then at the end it turned out it hadn't been McCoy the whole time, but no, it's Evan Wilson. Who?
I'm still gonna say that counts as Mary Sue almost, but I know I'm gonna get overruled on that.
I just want to say the fucking cat person on the cover art is fucking hilarious.
Yes!
Because it just looks like a fucking big fluffy house cat poking up over Spock's shoulder like, oh, Captain Kirk's got a treat. I see it.
Have you no dignity, Mr. Jingle Jams?
Are there no prisons? Oh boy. I just saw the name of the next book.
Yeah, I know. I heard Stevo say he wanted to go to sleep, but the next fucking book name, just like...
It's fine. I can stay up for a little bit more.
The next one is called Shadow Lord.
Oh,
and look at this cover.
I need to see a link to the cover. Where's the link to the cover?
Okay, you have to see it.
It's the Last Action Hero! Or not the Greatest American Hero!
Wait a minute. No. This is the front cover from an Ambrosia album.
Okay, so on this cover, Spock and Sulu are wielding swords against off-screen crab monsters, along with a guy who looks like a cross between Lion-O from Thundercats.
No, he looks like Sunman from Superman 4.
He does. He looks like him as well as Lion-O from Thundercats and
a little bit of the Doors.
And Firestorm from Justice League.
See, I was gonna say he looks like the lead singer from The Doors, whose name escapes me for some reason.
To me, it looks like
Sting?
Tim Burton's 90s dark... He looks like Tim Burton's dark 90s reimagining of The Greatest American Hero.
In any case, he has like flaming red hair on the top of his head.
That is a beautiful red Jufro, I have to say.
Yeah, and he's got like a weird, what looks like almost like a jewel in the middle of his chest, a big just red circle.
He's coaching the Enterprise's esports team for Chivalry.
And it's a sleeveless black shirt. So, I mean,
it looks like the red circle is in the middle of like if Prince had gone through a second period of changing his name to a symbol, it looks like it's in the middle of that. Another symbol like that.
Also,
it was written in 1985, and I think that checks out.
What a tragic author's name. It's like he made a mistake while changing his name. What's your name? Lawrence? Yup.
Lawrence? Yep.
I like that when you put it in the last name comma first, it goes, yep, Lawrence. That's how we got it that way. What name are we putting on this book cover? Yep, Lawrence. Okay.
No, really, what's your name? Lawrence. Yep.
All right, enough about the cover, which...
Yeah, I do like the one-sentence summary at the very top of the page, where it just says, Spock and Sulu are swept into a savage power struggle on a primitive, beautiful world.
I can't see it for all these fucking tarantula legs.
Yeah, it looks so beautiful. Yeah, the backdrop looks like fucking hell, and they're fighting giant black tarantula scorpion guys.
Spec script for the sequel to Cabin in the Woods.
So the inside cover says, Angira is a primitive, violent planet, and young Prince Vikram returns from Earth filled with new ideas. When Sulu and Spock accompany...
Why does that name sound familiar?
I don't know. When Sulu and Spock accompany Vikram home, they walk into a bloodbath. Reactionary forces, afraid of any modernization, have seized Vikram's rightful throne. Suddenly, the men from the Enterprise are on an underground journey with a prince who is coming of age. The future of Angira is at stake, and each man's survival depends on his skill and daring with a sword. So they're fucked.
There's something weirdly Star Trek about them just deciding, oh, no phasers today, we're gonna use swords.
Do you have problems with reactionary forces? Ask your doctor if Vikram is right for you.
Those with a pre-existing condition of Angira may not wish to use Vikram. Ask your doctor before taking. You're already, again, here's another one where I already have fucking issues with this. The first sentence, Angira is a primitive, violent planet, and young Prince Vikram returns from Earth filled with new ideas. If they're primitive, what the fuck is he doing on Earth? Did he take his...
This really does feel like an analog.
Did he take his Flintstones rocket and... barefoot through space?
But you still have the bongos of them running, though. The Hanna-Barbera style bongos with the rocket ship.
The Enterprise has been assigned to escort Vikram, a minor member of the Angiran royal family who has been educated in the Federation, back to his home planet. Spock and Sulu accompany Vikram to the planet to provide them with astronomical information while the Enterprise continues on to deliver medical supplies to Beta Carinae. When they arrive, the trio discover that the Emperor's plans for modernization have caused widespread discontent. Many of the population are forced to work in dangerous factories. There's wide-scale pollution, and the new taxes have left many on the verge of starvation. Lord Rahu, an old... Lord Rahu!
My favorite pasta sauce.
Well, if you're looking for yourself some of the hottest sauce you can ever gonna find on the planet Angira, then come on down and get yourself some of the old original recipe, Lord Rahu! Ricochet barbecue sauce. It's primitive. It's reactionary. It's a bloodbath for the senses. Lord Rahu's original recipe barbecue sauce.
Listen to these eons.
I was just imagining pulling up next to a limo and rolling down the window. Pardon me, do you have any Lord Rahu?
Sorry, all I got's a cup of reactionary forces.
That just describes the two of us against Tom. Tom says something and we immediately block him out.
Yeah.
So Lord Rahu, an old rival of Vikram, stages a coup, wiping out most of the royal family and leaving Vikram as heir apparent.
Wow.
But Spock, Sulu, and Vikram manage to escape the palace in the company of Urmi, the niece of Vikram's servant Bibil, who is killed aiding their escape.
I'm sorry, what are these names?
No, I think it gets better in the next sentence. Please keep going.
The group makes for Urmi's home village of God.
I'm sorry, I couldn't hear what you said.
The group makes for Urmi's home village of Gah.
Gah.
And I love how Gah is a clickable link, so this must be something with some importance in Star Trek lore. The settlement of Gah. G-U-H. Why did they make a whole page for this? It's only references to this book.
Oh, fan wikis, they're always unpredictable.
And yet we don't have a wiki page for Freedom from Star.
I swear, we are unintentionally fulfilling somebody's kink request by saying all of these names and making pseudo moaning sounds. Gah.
The group makes for Urmi's home village of Gah.
Gah.
But Spock is wounded in an attack by bandits led by the disinherited Lord Tayu. Oh, don't you listen to that Lord Rahu. If you want the real barnacle burning taste, you gotta get that self some of that Lord Tayu.
It's very vinegaroon.
When the villagers attempt to hold them prisoner, resentful of the Emperor...
Is it bold?
Is it?
I'm sorry,
is it
I just
extra
had to make
bold?
a Mystery Science Theater reference.
It's not that bold. It's decidedly unbold.
Decidedly unbold.
Cowboy Mike's own original red hot Ricochet barbecue sauce, new extra bold, is not recommended for human consumption. When the villagers attempt to hold him prisoner, resentful of the Emperor, the others are forced to leave Spock behind with Urmi's grandfather, Pagu. I almost read that as Pengu, and I was like, what? Newt.
If you combine Rahu and Pagu, you do get Ragu, so there we go.
Oh man, now I'm hungry.
The pair are then captured by Lord Bhima, a sword master and former mentor of Vikram, who has reluctantly agreed to serve Rahu.
Are these people or are these car models? The Bhima?
The all-new 2024 Bhima.
Filled with ricochets.
The top-of-the-line model is the Bhima Swordmaster.
This feels less like a story and more like a J.R.R. Tolkien appendix. It's just a list of names.
Yeah, this is another one. There was that one a few episodes ago where I said this same thing. It feels like the author was writing a fantasy book, and then the publisher came in and just said, like, we got the rights to Star Trek. You're writing a Star Trek book now. All right, let me cross out this name here. Let's see, Gafgarian? No, that's Spock. And the wizard Milfrey, that's... Continue writing.
This is like reading the book of Numbers. And then Rahu beget Kota, and Kota beget Urmi, and they settled in the village of Ga.
The Cinco Encyclopedia of Numbers?
No! What? The Bible book Numbers.
Same thing. What's the Bible if not a Tim and Eric bit? And now Tom is gonna get the angry emails. Sulu, Vikram, and Urmi reach Vikram's family's fortress at Kota, and despite the Council of Elders trying to hold on to power for themselves, I'm sorry, the Council of Elders, it couldn't get any more generic fantasy than that.
Yeah.
Vikram is able to convince the people to fight for him and form an army. They engage Rahu's forces and manage to wipe out his swordsmen with volley fire, with Sulu briefly taking charge of the field when Vikram is knocked unconscious. With his army in flight, Rahu attempts to escape by holding Spock and Pagu hostage. Vikram challenges him to a duel instead, but Rahu instructs Bhima to fight in his place, and Vikram mortally wounds him with a trick he learned from Sulu. I should do a spin. That's a good trick.
I mean, they did establish that Sulu is a master.
Yeah, they established in the show that's, he's good at fencing, so...
It still just sounds totally random, like he's just randomly taught a guy a sword trick and then...
Hey, want to see a cool trick with my sword?
Saved the entire planet. when the other guy goes like that, you gotta go like this.
When you do the thing where you tap the swords together at the beginning of the fight, instead of tapping your sword, just stab him.
If you stand like this and move like this, you move out of the statistically probable ways of getting stabbed.
In a sword fight, the easiest way to win is simply to use a gun. Rahu orders his remaining followers to kill Vikram, but Bhima takes the arrow instead, and Rahu is killed by Vikram's men. Later, having convinced Starfleet that their actions did not violate the Prime Directive, Spock and Sulu return to the Enterprise.
I can't believe they actually referenced it. It's like at the end of the book, the author's like, "Oh crap! Yeah, the Prime Directive." And they convinced them that they didn't violate the Prime Directive. The end.
Starfleet, may I would like, if I may, to invoke the oopsie, I did a fucky wucky clause.
I just got back. What did I miss?
At the end, Spock and Sulu went back and convinced Starfleet that they did not actually violate the Prime Directive and everything is fine.
Oh. Well, that's a relief.
That sounds like something we made up, but it actually says that.
I was worried for a second that they were going to interfere, but now that you've told me no, it's cool. Okay.
Spock and Sulu return to the Enterprise, leaving behind Federation advisors to help Vikram and Urmi arrange a fair modernization of the planet.
This is definitely someone's fantasy novel that they just quickly
it really does feel like
Star Trek.
Yeah.
Like there's no reason for Spock or Sulu to be there. None at all.
They're just...
In fact...
That's how they tied the room together.
they're so fucking quick on the cover blurb to say, oh, they only fight with swords. I will fucking bet you money that Mr. Yep had just written a fucking fantasy book, and the publisher was like, hey, we got another Star Trek book due out. Scribble, 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 scribble. There you go.
Okay, but here's my Hobbit fan fiction.
Okay, no, I'm going to expand on this a little bit. I think this guy sent his fantasy novel out to a bunch of publishers, and they all rejected him. But then he found out that one of them was looking for a Star Trek thing, and he managed to get the gig and just hastily rewrote his already written fantasy book.
Makes sense to me.
That sounds dead on.
Entirely reasonable. All right, I think we're gonna end tonight with no bingo, unfortunately.
Yeah, I think so. I'm gonna screenshot this because I'm not sure if this page automatically saves. So just as a precaution.
Yeah, you got to save your password, otherwise you won't be able to get back to Mother Brain again.
But remember, your E-Tank count, it will not, it won't save how many E-Tanks you had.
Man, Super Metroid is like my favorite game, and Metroid 1 is the suckiest thing.
It's a little rough, yeah. I wouldn't say it's the suckiest thing. Have you played Nuts and Milk?
I think I have played Nuts and Milk.
I've played the seminal ROM hack of it called Dick and Milk.
Are you sure that's not one of the names that changed in that story we read tonight? Dick and Milk Cluck.
And Jingle Jams changed his name to Dick and Milk.
But Dick and Milk is all one word and is just the first name. So
yeah, Dick and Milk to Iabio I was just gonna say, to sum up how I feel about Metroid 1, I actually have there's a recurring subgenre of dreams that I have where I somehow end up in a closed video rental place that's still got everything on the shelves. One time I remember very clearly that I was in the game section and one of the games on the shelf had the cover art for NES Metroid on it, but the title of the game was different. The title of the game was Dirt, I'm Lost. And that pretty much sums up Metroid to me, so...
What sums up Metroid to me is standing and waiting for the same guy to spawn out and fly at you and killing him over and over and over and over again to refill your energy tanks. And then you accidentally touch him once and have to do 4 more times just to get back the energy you just lost.
Again, this is why Game Genie is vastly superior.
Anyway, that's it for today. Thank you to everyone for listening. Please review us on whatever you're listening to us on. It doesn't have to be a good review. Any review is fine. If you're not sure what to say, just say, these people are a bunch of sad loser nerd monkeys. Until next time.
Tom!
Tom!